right, preacher, the preacher. Here at the Palmetto Patriots Home, over by the flags. I love seeing these flags. But we got a special treat for everyone today. We're going to the barber shop. We're going to hang out with Miss Cheryl. There she go right there. She don't look at it. She don't know her. Yeah, we're going to have a special interview with her. Just hang out at the barbershop for a little bit, or beauty salon for the ladies. As soon as we get set up, we'll be right back with you. All right, the preacher, the breacher, riding with purpose. Once again, I don't left the breacher outside, but he has got me here safely. And as I said a little while ago, we got a special treat for you guys today because we have with us Miss Cheryl, the beautician, the how you pronounce that right? Cosmetologist?
Yeah, cosmetologist, beautician.
All right.
I think the cosmetologist is the more mod word.
Okay, so we that's one great thing about the Palmetto Patriots Home. Since this is a home for the veteran, or a community as well for the veteran, we do have a full-time barber or beautician for the ladies. But before I hand it over to Miss Cheryl and let her tell what she does here and how she got into it, I got to be me. So I got to share a little story about Miss Cheryl. When I first, came to work here and I met Miss Cheryl, very personal person as you'll be able to see. But, I didn't know this about her. She loves to work out. Now, when I say work out, I'm talking about that hardcore workout like I used to do back in the day when I was, a little young buck, had all that strength and thought I was cool, want to be hard. Well, Miss Cheryl, that never has left her. So she was asking me one day, and I don't forgot where we was at in the building, but she was like, "Hey, Jamison, I know you like to work out. Let us get some sandbags and fill them up with sand and go down to Jolly's Park, and then we could go through that little circuit and do a little exercise with the sandbag." I didn't know her, so I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But she kept asking me. But then as I got to know her and know, she's a great person to kid around with. I know you're a great person to kid around. So I just had to be honest with her. I was like, "Miss Cheryl, ain't nobody gonna get no sandbags. Ain't nobody gonna be doing all that with you." I admit it before her and there. I'm scared of Miss Cheryl. Now back in the day I could hang with her, but I can't mess with Miss Cheryl now. But that's just a funny story. But she's a go-getter, hard worker. But we're just gonna turn it over to Miss Cheryl now, and just let us know. Tell us about what you do here. You got to.
Okay. My name's Cheryl Fortanbary, and I'm from Gaffney. And previously, before I came to work here, I worked at Great Clips. I worked there for 6 years. And in that time, I met a lot of people. And one of those people was Colonel Roy Mathis. So he would come in, and he was so personable with me. And I wondered, who is this man? Because there was just something about him.
Oh, yeah.
Something about him. So then he kept coming in, and he would sit in my chair, and I'd cut his hair, and he said, "Have you heard about the veterans nursing home they're going to put here in Gaffney?" I said, "No." He said, "They need a barber. You need to go down there. You go down there today." And I said, "Okay." So
he did the same thing with me with the chaplaincy.
oh, and there's a running joke between Jamison and me that
here we go.
I'm Colonel Roy's favorite, and I stick by that. So, Jamison, he runs second with that. But anyway, just kidding. But anyway, I came down here, and it was during the quote-unquote pandemic, and they only had like 22 residents at the time. And so the first person I met was Richard Vega, which he is sitting on the right hand of God, at the right hand of God now. And he turned out to be in the end, he was a resident here. So, and he was a Marine. So yeah, so he was the first person that I met sitting at the desk, and then I met the former administrator, and then I met Arvin. So Arvin was real sneaky about the technical side of the interview for me. He came in and sat in my chair and got a haircut. So I guess it was on then. Like yes. But I have been working here for a little over 4 years, and I thoroughly enjoy my job here.
Yeah, yeah, I could tell her. Like I say, she probably was gonna get into it, but just in case she don't, she has a TV in here. She'll turn the music to whatever genre or whatever the veteran want to hear. So it is just like a barber shop. They come in, they can relax. So she's real dedicated and create an atmosphere for everyone.
That is the fun part of this job, a fun part of this job. When I first started working here, like I say, 22 residents. So I had a lot of time on my hands. So the residents would come in and I'd say, "What kind of music do you want to listen to?" And Mr. Paris, which he is at the right hand of God now, also, he would say, "Oh, I was on my tablet today, and I brought up this song. I want you to look it up." So I would do that, and it would generate, as AI does on YouTube, it would generate a list, and it introduced me to a lot of different genres of music, things that I would have never listened to before, even old style country back from the 50s and 60s, which I have a love for now. Gospel music as well. So it's been a well rounded experience for me as well as for the veterans. But they can come in here, and I had one resident say, "Thank you for the Oasis." And that just touched my heart. That was the other day.
That's awesome.
I told him, I said,
That's awesome.
"You are welcome in here anytime. If you just want to come in here and listen to music, you can."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but getting back to what Jameson said, I'm still trying to get a group together for working out together. But at the end of the day, which is kind of hard to do, everybody has to go their separate ways after work. But yes, I do enjoy working out, and I work out with weights. I've been working out heavy for 3 years now. I am an aspiring power lifter at 63 years
now,
old.
don't get her wrong. She has won competition and about to compete again this year around Christmas.
Well, I will say this, that the longer I get into it, the more I research and the more I experiment with it, and the more better results I get. But I look at those people online that have been doing it, these older people, way older than me, and they've been doing it for years, and they are so successful at doing it. But anyway, that's a joke that Jameson reminds me of from from time to time.
They call me petty. I'm not being petty, but I'm petty. She'll never get past the sandbag.
But I didn't know that I had that effect on Jameson, but I'm glad it's a good memory for him.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I will keep sharing it with you.
Yes.
Well, we do thank Miss Cheryl for all that you do. Like I said, that was a perfect, and I'm glad it came from the veteran. You have created Oasis here. Because true, they provided the building. They provided you with the tools, the barber. But it was up to you, your personality, your gifting, your talents, your purpose that made it an Oasis. So that's on you.
Well, thank you for those accolades. I really appreciate that.
I mean, that's true. And I have to say, when Miss Cheryl is talking about, right hand of God, she's saying they have passed on, they to be deceased. So, so we just thank her. And that's another thing about here when a veteran passed on to go be with the Lord, they in our memories, they in our thoughts, and their family are always in our prayers. But like I said, Miss Cheryl, a vital part of the mental health and well-being and creating a community. So we just want to thank you for doing that. And we probably need to get to this meeting.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Jamison. And like you, I have to give you an accolade too. And I carry it with me sometimes when I say, when I tell people that you still have purpose.
Amen. That's it.
So it feeds off each other.
Amen. Thank you, Ms. Cheryl. Well, there you have it. Another episode of The Preacher, The Breacher, hanging out at the barbershop, beauty salon for the ladies, and where we create that atmosphere through the Lord for our veterans and staff can have a sense of community. Till next time, ride with purpose.
All right.